So I've painted myself into a bit of a corner. The power is contained on that side of the van. However, on this side of the van, I need power for the tap, the water pump, the TV, and some additional lighting that I want. In terms of trying to find a way to run some cables from one side of the van to the other, it's pretty difficult, and I've got to say that's just down to bad planning. Now I'm left with a couple of choices, and that is have cables showing, have some trunking showing, tear out parts of the installation that I've already done, or, well, here's what I'm thinking. Let me show you. So I'm thinking I could bring the wires out from the back of the bed, around the corner here, down onto the lip of the van, in through this drainage hole, run it across the back of the van, out of this drainage hole, up and in through this hole here, which is where the reverse light goes into the lights for power, and then from there I could drill a hole out and run the cable behind the cupboard. That kind of seems to be my best choice at the moment. So there will be a little bit of cable showing, but maybe not quite as much as if I picked any other kind of solution. You know, when I figure this cable run out, I've decided that I'm going to use some 3-core cable instead of just a single wire. I still plan to only use one, maybe 2, depending on the load that I'm putting through. And then if there's ever a problem with one of the wires, then I've got a bit of redundancy there. And I don't have to go through this whole rigmarole of trying to find a way of getting wires across without them being a real mess. I'm going to pull the headlining back slightly, and then I'm going to push the cable around the back of the carpet, and there is a slight gap, very slight, all the way along in the corner of the top of the van. That's going to run right the way along. That's the unit, and I've pulled this little piece out here. The cable's going to drop down here. Right now I'm just loosening off this piece of trim, and I'm also removing this handle. That will just make the headlining easier to pull away from the side of the van. I think I might get away with just one. Alright, so I can see the gap between the carpet and the side of the van. I'm not sure yet whether or not I'll be able to push this through. There's not a lot of clearance. So it's getting quite far along and then it's getting stopped. Obviously the more I push the cable, the more flexible the cable is going to become. It's going to become more pliable. So I don't want to ruin my chances. It'd be good if I had something stiffer to push through there. I'm going to go and root around, see if I can find something that might open up the channel a little bit more. Found this steel rod, and I'm not sure if it'll actually fit through, but I'm going to give it a try, see if that opens things up slightly. Kind of got that stuck. Not cool. I've managed to do that. I managed to get the cable through. It wasn't easy, and I had to go against what I'd said in the first place, which was that I didn't want to take any carpet off. I did have to pull some carpet back. I've pulled a little bit back, and I managed to get the cable through and pulled through. I've got a bit of tidying up to do now because of that. Everything else has gone back on fine. I've put the headlining back on, put the trim back on. I've hidden the cables underneath the headliner and put it next to the bulkhead where it's going to go through at the bottom. Then on this side, where I've brought the cable through, and just need to do a bit of tidying up on that. Okay, so that's the positive side of the power sorted. Now I need to take care of the negative side, the earth straps. So each of the devices on this side of the van not only will need a positive, they'll also need an earth going out, grounded to the metal on the chassis of the van somewhere. And out the other side so that I can supply power to the fridge and to the television, the water pump, and something else that's vitally important and that I can't remember right now. No, something else. Wireless electricity, where are you?